Amen.
Thank you, Coach Ellis, for that outstanding word of prayer. Now, I would like to bring up the 10th president of Grambling State University, Mr. Rick Gallo, for his remarks.
Thank you, Brian, and thank you, Coach Ellis, for always being in the room and always eliciting God's blessing on everything that we've been doing. It's such an amazing day at Grambling, and to see students represented here, to see faculty, staff, to see alumni, to see former G-men who've assembled today. It is great to see everyone who's come today to witness the naming of the new leader of our football program. Now, just a little over 6 months ago, we had an announcement up in the foyer naming the inaugural Vice President of Intercollegiate Athletics, Dr. Travion Scott, as our new leader of all of athletics. And the charge to Dr. Scott was to lead, to be transformative in his leadership. And I'm certainly very grateful that at this time we do have a transformational leader in the Department of Athletics who is seeing not just what's in front of us, but has the vision to be able to see out over the horizon and to see around the curve, to know that leadership is so incredibly important to this institution and to make the decisions that are necessary to really make Grambling all that we know that it can, should, and will be. So without further ado, I want to present to you now our inaugural Vice President of Intercollegiate Athletics, Dr. Travion Scott, who has an exciting announcement to make. Dr. Scott.
Good morning. Indeed, it is an exciting day. I want to thank everyone for being here today as we welcome our new head football coach, Hue Jackson. But before we get started, I want to thank President Gallo for his leadership and for his support throughout this process. I've said since our first day on this job that I believe in Grambling State University. I believe that Grambling State University will continue to do great things. And I meant it for the entire university. If we move in the same direction, there's nothing we can't achieve. There's no question President Gallo, as you all have heard, has us rowing in the same direction. I'm thrilled about where we're headed as a university under his leadership and honored to play my small part in this wonderful institution. I'd also like to thank Dr. Jim Henderson, President of the University of Louisiana System, as well as the University of Louisiana System Board of Supervisors for their continued support. We also couldn't do it without the work and support of our executive cabinet, Attorney Pena Moses, Dr. Rudolph Ellis, Ms. Sheila Fawcett, Ms. Melanie Jones, who couldn't be with us today, and Chief of Staff, Ms. Jasmine Cherry. Finally, and most importantly to me, I'd like to thank the entire athletic staff for their tireless work in helping land a phenomenal leader to guide the G-men into the future. Terrence Bradford, Wanda Curry, Brian Howard, Carmen King, Jared Ratliff, Taylor Stewart, Kenita Stokes, Laney Alphonse, Venture Fletcher, Curtis Ford, Chastity Gorey, Taylor Jean Lewis, Bridget Jones, Denzel Lewis, Jeffrey Sims, and George Stubbs. I'd also like to thank Mr. Herb Courtney from Renaissance Search and Consulting for his assistance throughout this process, as well as Rock Nation for helping us to push forward this new era of Grambling State University Tiger football. In the decades that I've known this university, from the time of my youth in North Baton Rouge, I can vividly recall attending my first Bayou Classic at the age of 5 years old, eating peanuts in the terrace section of the Louisiana Superdome. I can also vividly remember watching the legendary Eddie Robinson coach his last Bayou Classic in 1997. From that point on, the coaches who followed him continued to uphold the championship pedigree that is Grambling. On the day I was named athletic director, and every day since, we've sought to continue that legacy by creating a holistic student-athlete experience, both on and off the field, for our 300 student athletes. One thing that we know, one constant, Grambling State University fans love a winner. I know GSU fans will love Hue Jackson. He knows that success in football means success in the classroom and in the community. He is a professional and winner in all areas of life and a mentor to some of the best professional football players in the National Football League. The Los Angeles, California native has over 30 years of experience in the coaching ranks, most notably teaching and developing Heisman Trophy winners and NFL Pro Bowl players. Hue, while coaching at the University of Southern California, was responsible for recruiting quarterbacks Carson Palmer and Matt Leinart, both of whom went on to win the 2002 and 2004 Heisman Trophies, respectively. At the professional level, Hue coached nearly 20 players, to the NFL Pro Bowl. As the wide receivers coach for the Cincinnati Bengals, Hue coached Chad Johnson, otherwise known as Ocho Cinco, and TJ Hushmanzada into becoming one of the best receiving tandems in the National Football League. In 2005, Hue helped guide the Bengals to the AFC North title and a playoff berth for the first time in 15 years. During a 3-year span, Chad Johnson was a 3-time NFL Pro Bowl player. In addition to his success in Cincinnati, Hue played a prominent role in the development of future Super Bowl champion Joe Flacco as position coach during his rookie season. Hue's accolades speak for themselves as he was a 2015 PFWA NFL Assistant Coach of the Year and a 2019 Harvard University Global Catalyst Humanitarian Award recipient. Hue isn't just a leader on the field, but a champion off of it, as he and his wife Michelle are co-founders of the Hue Jackson Foundation, which is committed to empowering children, teens, and adults through awareness, education, and the prevention of human trafficking while assisting survivors and their families in their journey through recovery and survivorship. It is with great pleasure that we stand here today to announce the 14th head coach in the Grambling State University football program, Coach Hue Jackson. Join me in welcoming Coach Jackson to the stage.
Thank you. First of all, thanks to everybody for taking some time out of their busy schedules to be here today. What a tremendous turnout. I want to begin by thanking President Gallo for his vision and passion for Grambling State University. His commitment to leadership in this community are without question, and I am honored to be working with him as we advance the mission of this great institution to transcend barriers. I also want to thank Dr. Scott, for the countless hours, because believe me, there was countless hours, of discussions as we shared our common desire to position our student athletes for success and excellence on and off the field. Thank you to Coach Fobbs and Coach Graves for instilling the pride in winning in the Grambling State Tigers football program. With a SWAC championship title, 2 Celebration Bowl appearances, and Coach Graves leading the Grambling State Tigers in the Bayou Classic to a 24th win against Southern University, has given me a team rich in pride for its multiple successes. We look forward to your continued support as we continue the tradition of wins. There's no greater tradition of wins than that of two of Grambling's greatest that I owe a great deal of gratitude and respect to, who are instrumental in me being here today. James "Shaq" Harris has done more than break through barriers, like being the first black player to start a season at quarterback in the history of pro football. Then went on being inducted into the SWAC Hall of Fame, the Grambling Hall of Fame, the Louisiana Hall of Fame, the National Quarterback Hall of Fame, and was named Pro Bowl MVP, was the director of pro personnel at the Baltimore Ravens in 2003 when the team won the Super Bowl 35. But don't be fooled, Shaq was far from finished, even after all those accomplishments. Doug Williams was not only a player here at Grambling, he was also the head coach here. After retiring from playing professional football, Doug knew the challenges that faced black athletes in spite of the fact that he was the first black quarterback taken in the first round of the NFL draft, only starting quarterback in the NFL during his time with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Doug's impressive history also includes a Super Bowl championship, an MVP, College Football Hall of Fame inductee, 80 greatest Redskins, Washington Ring of Fame, Tampa Bay Stadium Key Rule of Honor, Tampa Bay Buccaneers Ring of Honor, and obviously the all-rookie team. And in the case of both these gentlemen didn't deserve enough personal gratitude and acknowledgement, they are also co-founders of the Black College Football Hall of Fame. Football is a team sport, and I'm grateful to have President Gallo and Dr. Scott leading our team, but I also want to thank the team that will continue to be a part of my journey no matter where I go. Tennessee State University, President Dr. Glenda Glover, Athletic Director Mickey Allen, Head Coach Eddie George, and the entire coaching staff and team. It was my experience that gave me the desire to do more in the HBCU environment. The experience at Tennessee State was outstanding. There are many others who have been part of my journey that I would like to thank, from every coach that I've had the pleasure to work with, to every player who trusted me to be part of their growth. But with over 30 years of coaching experience, I would need a few hours to name them all. So instead, I will simply say thank you. What each of you gave me and shared with me will always be part of who I am. To Mike Loxley and the National Coalition of Minority Football Coaches, thank you for running with the ball on behalf of the minority football coaches. Let's continue to put numbers on the board for all the men of color. And to all of those who have supported me in public behind the scenes, and there was countless people, thank you. And that is not enough. When the cameras were gone and everyone had left the building, you never wavered in your friendship and support and always continued the journey with me. I want to specifically thank my friend and agent, John Thornton. As a former defensive lineman for the Cincinnati Bengals while I was coaching there, John comes with a perspective of a businessman and a player in the league. Being a part of JC's family at Rock Nation makes this relationship even more special. Lastly, I want to thank my family. For those who don't know, I was born in South Central Los Angeles, but was named after a street just a few miles from here in Bastrop, okay, Louisiana, where my parents met and married. I still have family here in Louisiana. Some of them have worked for the university here at Grambling State University. We all know the roots run deep in the HBCU history, and Grambling has been a part of that history for over 120 years. I am honored to be part of the Grambling family as the 14th head coach of the Grambling State Tigers football team. I am also excited to add a new and exciting chapter to this history and to this great institution. In the words of President Gallo, where everybody is somebody. Thank you very much.